So I'm currently at James Cook Hospital. My name is Matthew, I'm 37 years old, and I'm having a tonsillectomy today. I'm having a tonsillectomy because I have a sleep apnea, which causes a lot of breathing problems during the day, and particularly on the night time, scaring my wife thinking that I'm dying in my sleep. And also, I've had tonsillitis. Well, I've had 11 prescriptions for tonsillitis this year, in the past 12 months, so my tonsils have always been bothersome, but very bothersome the last 12 months. So hopefully it'll clear up the breathing difficulties that I have on a night time. It'll stop me sounding like Darth Vader during the day when I'm heavy breathing apparently, and it'll stop me getting tonsillitis as well. I'll do an update hopefully every day if I'm feeling okay, just so that you get an idea of what the recovery is like, and wish me well.
So, after having my tonsils removed, I've been told that I've got to eat this before I can go home. May as well have a jar of broken glass. Hi, it's about 10 o'clock at night. Procedure went well. They kept me in hospital for about 6 hours afterwards for observation. But let me come home about 7 o'clock. It's not really that sore despite how I sound, apart from when I swallow. If I swallow, it's very, very painful. But other than that, it's okay. So I'm going to go to sleep now because I'm shattered, to be honest. I've been warned that the pain gets worse every day for the next few days. And then just see what happens. So it's the day after surgery. We slept at home last night. Voice still sounds a bit weird. My tongue is really swollen. Doesn't feel sore, but it is really swollen, which is why it's affecting the way my voice sounds. And I've also got like a sensation of something at the back of my mouth, which I thought was maybe the scabs forming, but today I've looked and my uvula basically looks like a thumb. It's really swollen and it's sort of touching my tongue, which is not a pleasant sensation. It feels really weird, but not too much pain really, apart from when I'm eating or drinking. As soon as you swallow, it really does hurt, and I think that's the swollen uvula. But I've eaten fairly normally today, and just drunk water all day as well, to try and get the swelling down. So the operation was on Thursday. It's Saturday night now. The uvula is still really swollen. The back of my mouth is really swollen. I think the tongue's gone down a bit because I've actually been able to see a bit more of the uvula in that. There's like a lot of white fur, slimy stuff at the back of my mouth. I don't really know what it is. I think that's the scabs forming, but it's on the uvula as well. Not much more painful than yesterday, but it is starting to get a bit warm around my neck now, and it's starting to hurt a little bit more tonight. But other than that, during the day I've managed fine. I had some French baguette, crusty bread, and some other crunchy stuff to eat today, which was a little bit painful eating, but not really that bad. So today has not been much worse than having tonsillitis, but definitely does start to feel like it's hurt a little bit more tonight. It's Sunday. The operation was on Thursday. It's been quite painful today. It seems to be quite swollen, sort of warm underneath. Kind of feels like I've got like a moth or something at the back of my mouth, because all I can feel is like this furry, horrible stuff flapping around. And I thought that was disgusting enough until I just swallowed a chunk of it, and that's pretty disgusting. I've slept most of today just because I've just felt really washed out and tired. But I've still been able to eat fairly normally. It does hurt when I eat, but just conscious that the more often you eat and the more regular stuff you eat, the sooner you get rid of all the slimy stuff. So hopefully it'll go soon. I didn't make a video yesterday just because, to be honest, it was nothing really different to add. Yesterday was a bit painful as well. I slept some of the day, but overall it was just a bit painful really. It was a lot of earache and some pain down the side of my face as well. Not just when swallowing, sometimes just when resting as well, but it wasn't really sort of unbearable pain. It was just it's just tiring, I think, sort of having pain that doesn't really let up for a while. Not really horrible pain, just kind of like dental pain or tonsillitis. If you've had your tonsils removed, you're definitely not going to experience anything worse than you've already experienced if you've had tonsillitis in the past. But today I've woken up, and although it's a little bit sore at the back of my mouth, I have to say it is massively better than the last couple of days. Seems to have really turned a corner. So it's now Wednesday. The operation was Thursday, so was this day 6 or day 7? I'm not sure. Don't know how you count the days, but feeling a lot better. It's now day 10 and pretty much feeling back to normal really. Just a little bit washed out. I've stopped taking the painkillers last night, and other than just a little bit of soreness every now and then, which subsides when I have a drink, I'm absolutely fine. So my sick note runs out on Wednesday, which is in 3 days' time, and I would have probably been well enough to go back to work. However, I did think ahead, and I'd booked the Thursday and the Friday as holiday, just because for the sake of 2 days holiday, extending my leave by another 4 days, including the weekend, just kind of made sense at the beginning, and my boss was agreeable to that as well. But I am feeling absolutely fine. Still a small amount of swelling, but getting by without the painkillers, no problem. It's not a struggle really. Hi, it's day 14 following my adult tonsillectomy at the age of 37 to get rid of sleep apnea and frequent tonsillitis. And I'm pleased to say the sleep apnea has completely gone. It went the day of the operation, as did the snoring and the heavy breathing that I was doing during the day as well. That's all completely gone, and I'm feeling loads better. In terms of other outcomes, a bit of a bonus and linked to sleep apnea actually can be depression. And in the spirit of it's okay not to be okay, I don't mind telling you that for the last 7 years I've been taking 40 milligrams of citalopram for depression, and I've just been to see my GP towards the end of this fortnight, because instantly, within about 2 days of just getting, well, regular oxygen, the proper supply into my body, and not choking to death on my sleep at night time, I felt a mood lift. But that's been consistent, and gradually, I would say, I felt better over the last fortnight. And they've agreed to half my medication, with a view to me coming off in the next few months. So that's a real big bonus for me, and it has made a massive difference alongside the other sort of physical outcomes as well. I'm really pleased with that improvement. Just in terms of some other things that you'll find useful, or well, I found useful anyway. Good pain medication works. So have that discussion with your doctor in the hospital before you leave, to make sure what prescription you're actually getting. I doubt very much that just the normal over-the-counter stuff will work. Ibuprofen works, and I'm sure paracetamol does its job, but paracetamol on its own just doesn't seem to kick it. Whereas my doctor, without being asked, gave me this stuff, which was cocodamol, but it has 30 milligrams of codeine in it, and I was taking 2 of those at a time, so that's 60 milligrams of codeine. Really useful. Definitely made a difference, I think, with my recovery compared to others where people have just said they've had the over-the-counter stuff. So if that's all they're going to offer over-the-counter stuff, I would challenge them on that. Ultimately, they know best, and they're certainly more qualified to dispense pain medication than I am. But have a good discussion with them. Don't just walk out the door going, oh, well, okay, I'll just have the weak stuff then. It's probably worth trying to fight for something a bit stronger if you can get it. Also, this stuff, it's called Difflam spray. You buy it over the counter yourself. It's got like a little spray nozzle thing. You can get the rinse in a big bottle which you swill around your mouth like mouthwash, but it numbs the rest of your mouth. Whereas if you get this, you can spray it just at the back of your mouth so it doesn't give you that weird sort of anaesthetised feeling all over the place. Ice packs. These nice soft squishy ones work. Stick them in the freezer for a few hours. They're sort of fairly solid, but within a few minutes of coming out of the freezer, they're foldable, they go around your neck. And they definitely help reduce the pain underneath here when it gets sort of quite hot. I can't say this about every mouthwash, but I use Corsadil, and that was really, really good. It does not sting at all. It doesn't sting. I thought it might do, so I only had a little bit just to try it. I thought someone might be playing a trick on me on the internet. But it is really, really good. It reduces the inflammation pretty much straight away. So I was using it after every meal. And it's probably useful in sort of keeping any infections at bay as well, because it is antiseptic. But I promise you it doesn't sting. It's not sort of rough and abrasive. I didn't use it on day 1 or day 2, but I did the rest of the time. And felt absolutely fine using it. There was no pain whatsoever using that, and it was definitely useful. In terms of food and drink, you should only be drinking iced water. That's the advice I got from the doctor. That's what I stuck to, pretty much. I did try a glass of dilute orange juice just because I got a bit sick of drinking water, and it was like pouring vinegar on an open wound. It was really bad, and I was drinking water straight away afterwards, trying to get the stuff out of my mouth. Fizzy drinks, no. Don't have carbonated water. Don't drink Diet Coke or anything like that at all. And if you're like me and a bit of a Diet Coke addict, if you're jacked up on painkillers for the first few days anyway, you're not even going to notice coming off Diet Coke. It was all I used to drink. Whenever I've tried to come off it in the past, I would get like headaches and shakes and stuff, and people would joke about me being in withdrawal. But I didn't feel a single withdrawal symptom when I was not drinking the Diet Coke. I won't be going back to it anytime soon either. I felt absolutely fine just drinking water the last 2 weeks. I felt really good actually. Food-wise, room temperature or cold food works best, or it works best for me, and not spicy either. If you're anaesthetising the back of your mouth as much as you can and trying to reduce inflammation and drinking ice cold water, the last thing you want to do is then put something hot through it. So I was having baked beans on toast for lunch for the first, I think, 4 days. And I just allowed it to cool to room temperature and had some iced water with me. So if I did sort of have a bit of a warm mouthful, I could instantly drink some water to get rid of any pain that I felt at the back of my mouth there. Don't have dairy. It creates phlegm at the back of your mouth, which can lead to more infection and can slow down the healing. And that's not as hard to go without actually as you might think. I did have a little bit of butter on my toast, I won't lie. I'm not like a total sadist. But that doesn't really make a difference. It's when you're drinking like a mug of milk, or you're eating a bowl of ice cream or something. However, I did get gluten-free dairy-free ice cream even. Dairy-free ice cream is really nice. Just sort of anaesthetising stuff at the back of the throat as well. I didn't get fruit-flavoured ice lollies after the orange juice experience, but the dairy-free ice cream definitely helped. NHS England and my surgeon very scarily advised me to have rough food, rough and scratchy, to try and clear off the stuff at the back of your throat, which I was dreading. And you saw at the beginning of the video when I had to eat the 2 slices of toast, I did find it a bit difficult actually. However, I stuck to it. Get the first bite out of the way and, suck it up and you'll be fine. You really will. It's not that bad. Just have a glass of ice cold water with you. So if you do get a little bit of pain, you can drink it and almost instantly the pain goes away. But I didn't find it that bad. I was eating toast for breakfast, beans on toast. I had some like digestive biscuits for a bit of a snack every now and then. And then tea time, I had things like a bit of a salad, with some French bread. Can you believe it? I know, scary, but I ate it and it was fine. I can't say particularly that the pain was worse for eating any day. It was okay and perfectly manageable, really. So just, get stuck in there and do it, because I would rather experience a little bit of pain or a little bit more pain at each mealtime than experience the pain for, say, right across the day for another 4 or 5 days. And for me, I'm convinced that eating that scratchy stuff cleared the stuff off the back of my mouth, which was why I felt so well so quickly, and I think why I've recovered so well so quickly as well. Because apart from the fact that my uvula, there's that word again, has gone from the shape of a dangly pear to kind of like a weird potato at the back of my mouth. And that is turning back to a normal shape, by the way, but it still hasn't got there yet. Apart from that, it's pretty much back to normal in there. There's no pain. It just kind of feels a bit misshapen at the back of my mouth, and I think it's probably affected my voice a little bit as well. I popped into work the other day just to sort a few bits out before I returned to work on Monday after 2 weeks off, and a couple of colleagues just said it sounded a bit like I'd been sucking on helium or something. So I don't know if it's that bad, to be honest. It doesn't sound that bad to me, but it is only temporary. As soon as my mouth gets back to its normal shape, I'm sure I'll be back to my normal Barry White. So that's it, really. In terms of my experience, it was good, and the pain was manageable. If I was told that I had to have that procedure again, I would, because it was definitely something that wasn't as horrific as I thought it was going to be, and the benefits have far outweighed any difficulties that I could have experienced or have experienced over the last 2 weeks. So hopefully you'll have a similar experience to me if you are looking to have a tonsillectomy, or at the very least you found this useful. I can't say that all of the outcomes will be the same for you, because you might be looking to have a tonsillectomy for different reasons. All I can tell you is that it's been a really positive story for me, and I wish you well on whatever it is that you decide.